The first thing when it comes to your mind is when you study for your performance management or you become a management accountant, comes a very basic question, ma'am, how this subject is going to help us in elevating our careers. How PM as a subject can help you in excelling in your ACCA progress chart as well. All that pointers we are going to take up, but I want to begin with a very basic, the current scenarios that we are facing, just to tell you the role of PM, the role of a management accountant in a crisis situation like we all are experiencing in the case of Iran and Israel situation, which is more like a warlike situation, as well as the fuel crisis that we are having. It is the ongoing fuel crisis that we all are experiencing. So here comes a very important and a challenging role for a management accountant. For example, setting up the revision of the prices. So, well, whether we talk about the pricing strategy or let's say talk about the preparation of budgets, and when there is so much of volatility, we need to prepare budgets on an ongoing basis, right? Now, to strengthening the supply chain, let us looking for alternative, procurement sources. Let's say if your one of the procurement sources is not working out, you need to procure for another source, or maybe you need to look for an alternate raw material supply. Likewise, one of the other major factor is how a particular let's say raw material sourcing only, how it will impact your margins, correct? So here we will be taking into account the sensitivity analysis as well. So as a management accountant, I'm looking into budgets, pricing, yeah, revision of the cost as well, and looking into sensitivity analysis. Then, yes, being a dynamic professional to ensure that all these angles are taken care with a more bigger responsibility to ensure the stability of the business operations as well. There is no disruptions. So looking for this sourcing is very crucial step for management accountant, as well as when we look into the factors like the relationship between the different variables and the impact of them onto the profits, right? So onto the volume that we are supplying, onto the cost that we are calculating for the products. So here your CVP analysis, your budgeting, all that also comes into picture. So when you study PM, and I know this chain goes on in ACCA, that is in the knowledge level, we have MA, management accountant, then accountancy, then we go progressive to the skills level and we have PM. So here we have MA that progresses into PM and that progresses into APM. In fact, a part of it is going to be useful for SBL also. So many of the students who come to me and say, ma'am, MA was exempted. Now, can we directly study for PM? Yes, because I take in the class the basic concepts also. So in case you missed out on some concepts in PM, MA, or you want to go for a revision of those concepts, this is a first lecture that I take, which is making you completely comfortable with the basic concepts of costing. So that we take up in PM. Okay, I will discuss more about this APM and SBL also, but I want you to focus right now on one very important factor, that once you become an ACCA and you choose the line of a management accountant or a cost expert, then dealing with these situations like we just discussed can be really better handled when your basics, when your concepts are absolutely crystal clear and you know how to apply them in the different scenarios. So that's what we do in PM. In PM, because understand the results of PM when we come to it. Generally, I find many students who come to me and they say that, ma'am, we gave one attempt, but we did not clear it. So, and we are unable to find the difference that why we were not able to clear. Because When you study, you have to study from an examiner's mind. You have to study from what an examiner is looking for. So did you study in that way? That is very, very crucial for you to look into. So before I take up the APM SBL part, before I take up more detailed orientation part, and also before I tell you what an examiner is really looking for, then that is going to help you in excelling your PM. So let me introduce myself to all those who don't know about me. I am Anshu Budhia, a USCMA qualified as well, and at bbvirtualsglobal.com I've come up with the PM tax and ATX batches. With the PM batch, the focus area is always to make you all not just exam ready, but being a professional ready, so that when you progress yourself to the strategic level, you are completely ready to handle the complex case laws, like the one example that I gave you in that level. So the purpose here is not just to make you conceptually clear, but to make you 100% crystal clear how to deal with the different situations, how to handle the different questions in the exam, be it the practical solving of the questions, calculations, or even handling those theory questions. Okay, now, so I am taking these sessions PM for the last 9 years at least, and have had the success of and witnessed success of many thousands of students. And based on that experience and my experience as well that I've gathered when I work with the different industry stalwarts, I accumulate everything and use that experience to make you understand this topic and the different chapters here, not just with what is technically required to make you understand, but also to use the industry knowledge that I've gained, the expert knowledge, and use it with multiple industry examples so that you become absolutely crystal clear with these concepts, with the pointers, and I don't see you having challenges in your exam then. Okay, so all about me. Now let's move on. So we were discussing about this path. If I tell you to take this path, so you are not just progressing from MA to PM, but you're also progressing to APM as well as to SBL. So will this PM subject help you in your strategic level? Yes, because you know the SBL paper is a mandatory paper, right? So when you progress yourself to the strategic level, it is a mandatory paper. So when I say it is a mandatory paper, that means I would need this knowledge of PM to give me a good base for SBL. Not just to score high and to solve this complex case laws, but then when you become ACC and you choose this as your field, you are actually able to handle all the complex problems, my friends. Okay, now when it comes to APM, I think it's a direct chain relationship from MA to PM to APM. So PM as a base, which comes as an intermediary between MA and APM, will certainly give you a very strong foundation, a very strong base for your APM subject. Okay, and yes, APM is an optional paper, but then when you want to progress yourself to be a management accountant, to be dealing with those cost cases, then definitely it is a preferred subject. Okay, so I hope now it is clear with one part that I was discussing here, and that is about what? That is about what we are going to do. No, I'm sorry. That is about why. Why a PM subject would help you in elevation of your career? Why a PM subject will help you in your strategic level? So many whys we are able to handle with this orientation. I hope you guys are absolutely crystal clear. Now comes the very important part. Ma'am, what are we going to do in this batch? What different are we going to do? Okay, so now here I come with examiner's perspective. When you study the examiner's report, Okay, then comes a very basic point, ma'am. What is the outlook of an examiner? What the examiner is looking for when you are attempting your PM exam, when you are attempting this subject in the exam? What is the examiner really looking forward to? Your examiner is really looking forward to few things, like number one, a very basic point. Your examiner will test you for the theory questions. And these becomes a kind of a roadblock for many students, and well, especially when you're giving your section A questions and when you're attempting your section B questions. So ma'am, how to handle these theory questions? Theory questions always test you for your conceptual understanding. So comes the next part, ma'am. How will you ensure that the concepts are crystal clear? First, by giving your study text, which is very, very comprehensive, which is to the point in a very simple language, not at all very technical language, by doing multiple questions in the class, and that covers not just calculation questions, but theory questions. Number three, while doing those questions, to tell you how to better handle the theory parts. What are the pointers that you should look for when you are doing questions, especially the theory ones, and what are the ways that which you should be handling those questions. Number four, I will make sure that you have your regular, surprise test, you have your regular mocks, and I give you a lot of questions in your study bank that covers more than 1,000 questions at least, and that's like a compiler that I give to the students both in the hard copy and the soft copy, and which is compiling the questions from various sources to give you a very, very comprehensive approach. Then we also do past paper question practice. So the more better understanding that you draw from these questions, from so many practice sessions that we do, it is very, very useful for you to use them in your exam and to help you in your question solving. So number one is the theory question. Of course, number two comes the calculations. So for calculations, we have practice sessions that I take live in the class. Okay, it will be twice a week. I'll give you the schedule. And the purpose of taking this type practice session is to make you all absolutely exam ready for doing those questions and the calculations. Again, the more you practice, the more better understanding you have, and the more better you can apply your understandings to the questions. I know you will practice at your end, but as your mentor and guide, we will do a very, very comprehensive practice sessions in the class where it will be like back-to-back questions, answers, somewhat you will do it, somewhat I will do it, and then we would be doing it together to make you all absolutely comfortable with the exam scenarios. Okay, now, so calculations part done. We are doing the theory questions as well. Okay, now comes the mocks. Ma'am, will you be taking mocks in the class? Absolutely. Absolutely, I will be taking a lot of mocks in the class, and the purpose of taking those mocks is to make you all exam ready 100%. 100% make you all exam ready, and to make sure that your mocks give you the exact exam environment that you will be having in your exams. Okay, great. So we are done with theory part, we are done with conceptual clarity, we are done with calculations, practice sessions, mocks. You do this combination of everything, and then I give you bonanzas. Which are the bonanzas here? The bonanzas here are, my friends, your marathon sessions. Let me tell you, for the March 2026 exam attempts, we had a stupendous, a very, very successful marathon sessions for section A, for section B, and as well as doing some questions for section C. I was receiving messages from the students telling me, ma'am, those sessions that you conducted for section A and B, they really, really helped us. They really, really helped us in doing the exam papers in a very, very better way, and to ensure that, we were able to handle the questions, that the paper never looked difficult. I think it is the biggest advantage of the marathon sessions that we have. So I'm sure these marathon sessions will help you as well. So guys, this will also be a bonanza from my side that I'm going to provide you. We will do a lot of mock papers discussions. We will do pre-June mock as well. And let's talk about more to what we are going to be covering here. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can always ask me in the chat box. Because before I proceed, I think it's also very important to understand the exam pattern. Many of the students who come from the foundations level to the skills level, they find a lot of difference in the paper pattern. Absolutely, the paper pattern is completely different. And even if you have done your profession, you are undergoing your other professional qualifications as well, then also you find a difference in the paper pattern. So your answering abilities also change based on the difference in the paper pattern. Okay, so what is the difference, or what is your paper pattern going to be, or I would say that how is the paper going to be looking like? What are the questions that you're going to attempt? The kind of questions. So let's just have a look. First, it will be completely a computer-based exam that you will be having. Okay, and the time given to you would be 3 hours. You need to get minimum 50%. That is completely possible with your rigorous understanding, with following a proper strategy. It is completely and 100% possible. Yes. Okay. Then, and your maximum marks are 100 marks. So this is the maximum marks for which you are going to be appearing for your exams. Out of 100, you need to get 50. One of the stigmas that are attached with PM is that, ma'am, PM has got the lowest percentage for passing. I completely agree with you. PM has got the lowest percentage for passing in your skills level. But still, the other subjects have got a passing rate of, let's say, around 40-50%. PM has got a passing percentage of 40 to 45%. Is it too low? No. So therefore, don't attach any fears to it. What we need to be very, very sure about is that we have to have the 3 pointers that an examiner is looking for, all ticked mark. Once you do that, you will never be in this 45% bracket. You will be always in this 55% bracket. And in the class, we will always come with this mindset that we will always be in that 55% bracket. Clear? Now, your exam paper is divided into 3 sections. Section A, Section B, and Section C. Section A has got 15 multiple task questions. So there will be questions like fill in the blanks. There will be questions like match the following. There will be questions like you do the calculation, just write the number. There will be calculation questions like choose 1 out of the following 4 options, or choose 2 out of the following 5, 6, 7, 8 options, or multiple other choices can also be there. In fact, true and false are also very popular questions. Will you get any step marking here? No, you will never get any step marking. So what you will always get here would be, if you get the entire question correct, you will get 2 marks. If you get the entire question wrong, or even part of the question wrong, you will get 0 marks. So either you get 2 marks or you get 0 marks. In your section B also, guys, always understand that we will have 3 case studies to look into. And again, here also we'll have 15 questions, but every case study will have 5 questions. So first case study 5, then second, then third. These 3 case studies can be from different areas of the syllabus, and it will have multiple questions. Again, just like section A, you do every individual question correct, you get 2 marks. You get the questions wrong, or you do it part ways wrong, you will get 0 marks. So section A will give you 30 marks. Section B will also give you 30 marks. The advised approach is to use calculators in your exam, because now you will not have remote based exams, correct? So you'll have center based exam. You will get papers, the rough papers in your exam center. You will use those papers and calculators pen to do your exam. Okay, do these exams and get your 60 marks. Then comes section C, and it is for 40 marks. You will have two questions that can be covered from every nick and corner of the syllabus, but primarily they generally are from the topics like budgeting, from relevant costing, and from different topics that I will be telling you when we take up those portions in the class. But just to guide you additionally, that which topics will they be coming from. So section C generally comes from the topics like performance measurement with a combination of other topics, that is, can be any topic, be it life cycle costing, target costing also. But majorly it is from performance management and the control area of the syllabus, as well as the decision making techniques, budgeting techniques. All these areas are tested for your section C, but then it does not restrict if you have a data analytics question also asked you. It will not be restricted if you have a CVP analysis question also asked you. So therefore I say please be ready for section C, that it can have multiple angles being asked you. And for that we do ample question practice, ample discussion in the class as well. Okay, now moving forward, I want to discuss a very important point as well, and that is, generally students tell me, ma'am, section C is the most difficult area, because you have to write your answers here with proper workings, proper paragraphs, and the different tips that we will use in the while we solve our questions there. So I'll give you all that tips. Now, section C is considered by the students to be one of the most difficult areas, because you have to write your answers, right? And you have to ensure that the steps are followed properly. You're writing your answers in the paragraph and writing it in the proper way with the proper working notes. But I don't agree to it. It is the most convenient area, my friends. Why? Because you write your answer, you are wrong somewhere, but still you will get your step marks. And you have to write elaborated answers, you write it in paragraph. So there's a lot of content to write here, lot of content. But when it comes to section A and section B, I say it is the most difficult part of your exam paper, including section A. And out of section A and B, section A is number 1 in difficulty, section B number 2, and section C number 3. Why, ma'am? Because, my friends, you will have 15 questions in section A from any area of the syllabus, and typically PM paper has almost 50% theory and 50% questions, and theory questions become dicey ones. So when we do these questions in the class, I try to take at least 400 to 500 section A and B questions in total in the class, so that I make you all do lot of questions of different types in the class, so that you don't find any troubles when you're doing those in their exams. Okay, apart from doing in detail the section C questions, and I give you a lot of recordings also, multiple section C questions, so that you have a lot of data to look into, apart from taking them live in the class. And in section B also, we take up different random scenarios. Apart from this, guys, I give you a question bank, a comprehensive question bank, which is more like a compiler, and it is compiled from some various sources. Okay, multiple sources having more than 1,000 questions, and these questions are in addition to what I give you in study text. So generally you are solving at least 1,500 questions altogether for your PM. Yes. And when you enroll for the classes, the hard copy of the books, soft copy of the books, plus my handwritten notes. I'll just give you a look at what does a handwritten note look like. So just look at my screen. This is just a sample handwritten note, which is separate from what we cover in study text, what we cover in our question bank. And I give you these notes also as a part of my curriculum, as a part of when you're studying. So they act more like summary notes. And when you are taking these notes And when you're going through these notes before the exam, they actually turn out to be very helpful. This is not what I'm saying, this is what my students say, that ma'am, when we revise one day before the exams, or when we revise, let's say 1 week also before the exams, they turn out to be super useful for us. So that is the biggest advantage of these summary notes, which are also provided to you in along with your class lectures, along with study text, along with question bank. And it is not an exhaustive list. If you require anything more also from my side, any more content, I as a mentor, as a guide, as a friend, I'm always available to ensure that I give you all the more material to what you need. Okay, so let's just quickly look at the batch structure, how the batch will look like. You will have a batch that will be mix of recorded lectures and live lectures. So you can start with your recordings from day one only. Today you enroll for the sessions, and today only you will get access to all the recordings of all the concepts, all the conceptual clarities, the chapter notes, everything. Your chapter notes, your question bank, your handwritten notes, apart from the additional content that I will give you in the live sessions, all these contents will be available to you on day one only. So your study time does not get delayed, and you're able to study right time. I mean, just right away you are able to start with your studies. Right? No time is wasted over there. You will get your detailed planner. Okay, and here I kind of share two planners with you. First planner is to give you a tentative plan, that is by what dates your particular chapter should be completed. So that is a planner that you will use when you're completing your studies. And for a student who is going through recordings also, that's not a challenge. So you will also be organized in that way. So chapters to be completed, that planner I will share with all the students in Excel, so that whatever is your progress, you will mark it there. And this is a planner that is planner that I've curated, keeping in mind what is the ideal way that you should be able to complete your chapters, syllabus, mocks, everything comfortably. Second planner I will be giving to you for what chapters I will be taking for practice sessions, for what chapters I'll be taking in the practice sessions, the days that have been fixed. So you will know well in advance that which chapters are going to be covered in the practice sessions. You have any doubts in it? Ask me. You have any queries? Ask me. You have difficulties in solving questions? Ask me, and I will be doing multiple questions in the class. This is all in addition to the question that I've solved and I'm already updated in your recordings. In addition to it, I will cover these extra questions in your practice sessions. Okay, so that you have, kind of an exposure to versatile questions. So here I will give you a planner. Okay, day-wise planner will be there for your practice sessions. So studying in a structured manner does not become difficult, because when you study in an organized manner, when you write answers in an organized manner, when you solve questions in an organized manner, will you have any difficulties for your exams? Absolutely no. So this is what I try to cover, and I make sure that all the students are studying in the same way. Okay, any of you having any doubts and queries so far, please put it here. You need more clarity on anything else, please put it here without any hesitation in the chat box, and I'll be very happy to answer it. I hope my audible, my audio and videos are absolutely fine. You're having no issues in hearing me, in looking at me. Okay, so now let's proceed further. So your hours tentatively that we will be taking to complete with our PM syllabus is excluding the mocks time, excluding the marathon time, excluding the revisions that I will be taking in detail, the full syllabus revisions, your pre-June mock discussions, excluding all that, we are going to be having around 90 hours dedicated for your PM. Approximately 60 hours is your pre-recorded lectures given to you. Yes. So many times students ask me, ma'am, what is the duration of the lectures? They are generally within 2 hours, because I know you have a span time, you have a stamina to watch the recordings. And so I keep it generally maximum till 2 hours. Some are 1 hour only, some are 2 hours, some are in between them. But I recommend to give you at least one full recording for a particular topic, so that it does not get scattered among two recordings and then study becomes a bit difficult. Okay, so that is there, and the pace with which I have covered them is at a moderate pace, so understanding does not become too quick for you to just relate to it. So we have covered multiple questions, and I will give you a look also at the study text and the question bank that you will have and that we will be using in our class to study with. Now, section A separate, section B separate, section C separate. All these separate question banks, that is a part of a complete question bank, is to be provided to you with the perspective that when you do section A questions, you will have an ample practice for the section A 30 marks. Likewise for section B and section C. I will be taking a combination of them in the live lectures, and the timings are decided as Wednesday 7 p.m. is your live, and Friday 8 a.m. is your live. Now I know I've used a mix of a PM and an AM time because majorly many of you are working, and then some of you can have the PM time that is suiting you, some of you can join for AM time that is suiting you, and I would really wish the majority of you to join for both the times. But the best part is you are not able to, let's attend the live lecture on the same day only. Recordings will be uploaded for the same. So there is no delay that you will have in case if you miss on any of the live lectures. Your recordings will be available to you that time, that day only. Okay, no gaps, absolutely. Now, how many mocks, ma'am, you will be conducting, and that will be personally evaluated by me. You will have pointers from my side, you will have marks from my side, you will have one-on-one feedback from my side, not a general feedback. One-on-one to every student, I will give you your feedback. I will evaluate your paper, I will mark it, I will personally look into every question, and we will maintain a chart. We will maintain a tracker. So that also we do for students. We maintain a tracker wherein your first mock results are displayed, and then the second mock results are also displayed after second mock, and we see the level of improvements. So that tracker will help you in understanding how are the improvements levels are there, how the levels have got improved for each individual student. Each individual student will be given 100% personal attention in the class from my side. And I also give you 100% WhatsApp support. That means we will be having dedicated WhatsApp groups. You will be made a part of it post your enrollment, and then we have question solving sessions, and you have any questions, any surprise questions that I randomly ask in the WhatsApp group, answer me over there. Any queries that you have, you put it over there. I'll preferably take it in the live session. Otherwise, I will revert you back on WhatsApp. So yes, as you will have 100% guided support from me even on WhatsApp. So till the time that you appear for your exams, your faculty is going to be with you like your shadow. Then, ma'am, will you be having the 100% revision sessions? Absolutely. You will get 100% revision session. You will get 100% doubt sessions just before the exams. Those last 2 weeks that you need to just, recap everything and remember everything. I will help you in doing your first level of revisions with you. Then, ma'am, will you cover the pre-June mock? Absolutely. We will cover 100% pre-June mock like a debrief, so that you are absolutely clear with every question that is there in that mock. Ma'am, will you be covering the study of questions? Yes, we do cover it. It is already there in the study text and the question bank that I give you, because we compile it from different sources, this question bank. So study hub is a part of it. Past paper questions, ma'am, do you compile? Yes, the past paper questions are also part of the section ABC material that I provide to you. Next, ma'am, when will the batch be completed? Tentatively, we always finish it off by the mid of May. So that by 10th or 15th of May, around that time, we will be done with the major part of our syllabus, including practice sessions, including the study text, including some mocks as well. So this is our class plan that is going to look like. Now, I want to also discuss a broad study plan, not just for the students who are enrolling for the sessions, but also for the students who are going for self-study. How you can elevate your study levels, how you can ensure that your study is going in the perfect direction or not. Let's discuss a master strategy plan. Yes, so we are formulating here strategy plans, kind of a master strategy plan, and please look forward to it. Any questions any of you have, please put it in the chat box. Any of you having any questions, anything that you have to ask for PM, just put it in the chat box. Okay, let's have this study strategy, and it's a master strategy, like I was telling you, for the self-study students, for the class enrolled students, for everybody. This is a broad master strategy. Remember, students, you are not studying to pass the exam. You are not just studying just for the sake of it. You are studying for two main purposes. Number one, to aim a global rank. And number two, my students, you are studying for being a very good, experienced, conceptually strong professional the moment you become ACCA. Also to give you a very strong basis when you're progressing to SBL and your APM. For that, you need a very strong base, and these are the three purposes that this strategy will serve you. And with the conceptual understanding and the practice understanding that you will derive from the sessions. Number one, generally your second week of March is your starting point. Yes. So we are taking this as a starting point. So today becomes your starting point. Now the entire strategy is based on today. So today is your starting point. Now let's progress. Every day you have to take out, whether you are a working professional or a non-working professional, time between 1 to 2 hours. So if you are appearing for two subjects, then also you have to ensure that you dedicatedly give at least 1 hour to each subject. So to each individual subject, like you have any other commitments in your day-to-day life, include this also as a commitment. Okay, and you will be having at least 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever time that you can allocate every day towards PA. And you have to cover your study text, you have to cover your recordings, your practice sessions accordingly. Okay, now you will make sure that you use maximum of the weekends that is available to you. So this is why I keep the practice sessions in the weekdays, so that weekends you are fully available. But I forgot to mention one point, that is, when you enroll for the sessions, guys, every Saturday Apart from these 2 live sessions that we discussed, with this, I will also give you every Saturday, we will have one more live session. Ma'am, what is the purpose of this live session? The purpose of this live session on Saturday is to help you clear your doubts. Let's randomly, we will sometimes have a surprise test on Saturday. Sometimes I will just give you a portion of section A and B as a test, and many other surprises will wait for you on the Saturday. So Saturday is also additional live day that I will be giving to you. So 3 live lectures in a day, in a week that I'm providing, majorly focusing on doing a lot of questions, discussing a lot of queries, and making sure that the exam papers are as easy for you as you may just find any other paper. Okay, now let's go forward. So in your strategy, you're starting today. You need 1 to 2 hours of study in the weekdays. Weekends, try to stretch it to at least 3 to 4 hours. Saturday, Sunday, I'm sure majorly of you have free time. So please make your schedules accordingly that you have 3 to 4 hours free on every Saturday, Sunday to do more practice, cover more content and studying more deeply. Okay, then by 30th March, not 31st, by 30th March, make sure that whatever we are doing in the class, some of you lag behind. Try to come up with the sessions, try to be in line with the sessions, because by 30th March, you will have your first mock. So a self-study student, also make sure you do your first mock by 30th March. Ma'am, will you be able to complete the syllabus? No, we will not be completing the syllabus. But this is a midway mock. Midway mock means when we look at the chapters, I will tell you that we divide this syllabus into different blocks. And based on the different blocks completion that I will give you targets, we will have the mock 1 done. Then by 20th of April, you should be able to do your second mock. Again, it's a midway mock. Okay, it is a mock that is not going to cover your entire syllabus. That will be like a 50 marks mock where we will cover part of the syllabus and highlighting the important areas, and that based on the blocks that you complete, I will give you the targets to meet you. Okay, third, 15th May. So by 15th May, you should be in a position where we are doing we will be starting with the past papers. If you're a self-study student, please start with your past papers rigorously. Ensure that you complete your CB platforms, mocks. You start doing them. Start completing your question bank questions, your ACCA study hub. So you have to now complete your syllabus by 15th May. And now you are progressing towards more of different practice questions, more of different exposures. Okay, next, by 20th May, guys, you have to make sure that you are doing your mock 3, and that is your number 1 mock for the full syllabus. So this will be for the full syllabus. Then by 31st May, that is in another 10-11 days, you will have your mock 4th conducted. You have to focus on doing these 3 revisions. First, I will be doing 100% for you all for the 100% syllabus. Second, you should be able to do by 31st of May so that your mocks get better. And in the performance tracker, we can even track it. Third revision should be done always 1 day before the exams. So ma'am, with which should we do the last day revision? With the summary notes that I provide you. So those summary notes will be like a summary of the entire chapter. How you squeeze the fruit and then you get the remaining material, right? So this is a squeezed syllabus. Squeezed syllabus given to you in very, very short summaries, so that the things come to you on tips and you will be able to do this revision in just like 2-3 hours. 1 day before the exam, when you do revisions, they remain in your head and they always help you. This is my personal experience as a student and as a mentor when I receive feedbacks from my students. Got it? So this is how your strategy, the master strategy, like you have a master budget, master plan. It's your master study plan that you should have embedded in your study patterns, so that by 31st May, you are done with 100% of the portions, and just the last minute revision is something that is pending. That's all. That's all that you will be looking for. Okay, now let's just quickly look at the chapters and how you should be progressing. Like I said, in this is the chapter series that is going to be a part of it, in the study text that I provide to you. There are 7 chapters. Now I divide these chapters into different blocks, and based on these blocks I will give you marks. For example, the basic concepts, like I told you, I promised to you it is your first chapter, where whatever summary that you have taken from MA and that I need as a base for PM, I am explaining over there with different questions. It is not something that is tested in your exam directly, but yes, indirectly it is always tested, because on this only we add more pointers and then more complex questions are created. Now, managing data, absorption costing, ABC, life cycle, CVP throughput, and so we have listed down all the chapters. Now, when you get your planner as a student individually, that I will be sharing that planner with you, you will get your blocks. And according to those blocks, your marks are marked. So you will know beforehand only what is the syllabus for mock 1, what is the syllabus for mock 2, and accordingly you will prepare yourself. So, and a performance tracker is there in that, where we will track the performance of every student based on the mock results. And we will ensure that, based on the feedback that I give you, how improvements are drawn in that tracker. Clear? So this is the perspective that we will have when we progress into your PM syllabus. Ma'am, when does the PM classes start? Right from tomorrow. Why to delay? Tomorrow onwards only your PM classes are fully available to you for your accessibility. Enroll for the sessions and your classes will be available. For your the self-study students also, lot of free content is there on my channel that I've uploaded for all of you, even for the students also have enrolled, so that step 1 of your basic concepts of costing is covered there only. So do go through it. Do let me know if you need anything else. My number for WhatsApp purposes, it's already there in the description that I've mentioned. And for enrollment for the classes, you feel free to connect with log on to www.bbvirtualsglobal.com. I am available on WhatsApp on this number. For any queries, you can get in touch with me. Also, I have given in the description box the number to connect with my team for enrollments. So let's see all. So very hopeful to see you all in the class.